I am Tom Little, King's Counsel, and I am first Senior Treasury Counsel. So I was called to the bar in 1997, so I've been doing this job for 27 years now. Well, to start with, in fact, I didn't think I would be a criminal barrister, but I'm at a set of chambers that undertakes criminal work, civil work and family work. I did all three, but I pretty quickly realised after a few years that it was criminal work that I wanted to do the most and which I enjoyed the most. Well, there are a number of elements to that. First of all, I'm in charge of the Treasury Counsel team, so that's the Junior Treasury Counsel and the Senior Treasury Counsel. We're all based at the Old Bailey, but I have significant interaction with the law officers, the Crown Prosecution Service, and other stakeholders in terms of the Bar Council and the circuits. There's a significant pastoral role. I'm also involved in the recruitment. But most importantly, going forward, is a number of positive action schemes that we have, the pathway to become Junior Treasury Counsel, and a similar mentor scheme that we're now going to have for Senior Treasury Counsel. So there is a period of what's being called a Junior Treasury Counsel monitoree. That's an intensive 3-year time when you undertake significant and difficult cases, often being led and advising the law officers. And then if you make the grade and you're the best candidates, you are then appointed by the Attorney General. So having been appointed, Junior Treasury Counsel would normally be in post for 6 years, and then they would have to apply to become Senior Treasury Counsel for a further 6 years. At that point, it's possible to apply laterally, which shows that we're not a closed shop. And then at the end of those 6 years as Senior Treasury Counsel, you can apply to be appointed as first Senior Treasury Counsel, as I was in 2024. But throughout that time, both as Junior Treasury Counsel and Senior Treasury Counsel, you learn so much, you're exposed to the most significant and difficult cases, and you receive the support from your leaders who are normally Senior Treasury Counsel or former Senior Treasury Counsel, which means that everyone progresses throughout their career, improves as an advocate, and then when they ultimately become Senior Treasury Counsel, they prosecute the most difficult cases, primarily but not just at the Old Bailey. So they need to have a high level of ability as an advocate in court, but also a high level of skill in relation to drafting. But you don't have to be the finished article quite from it when you first apply. During the monitoring process, you receive significant feedback on occasions from your leaders and at the midway point. And we totally understand that not everyone will start from the same place, but we seek to ensure that by the end of the process, everyone has been given a fair opportunity in terms of the amount of work and to show their skills and their potential to become Junior Treasury Counsel. Well, there are a number, but the primary one is actually becoming first Senior Treasury Counsel, because I'm in charge of the team in terms of pastoral care that I provide to them, and a very significant role. But I think it's because I come from a set that's never had a Treasury Counsel before, and I think that my greatest achievement in that respect is being able to show that anybody can become Treasury Counsel, and therefore anybody can become first Senior Treasury Counsel. Well, they would find a very inclusive, collegiate body of barristers. We all get on very well, despite the stresses and strains of the jobs that we do. They would be instructed in some of the most significant cases, some of the most interesting legal problems. And ultimately, you learn so much from those who lead you, first of all, but because we're based in the Old Bailey, together, there's a process of osmosis, which means that you learn so much just from being present in Treasury Counsel's room, listening to other people discuss their own problems and difficulties in their own cases. Well, first of all, go for it. Don't be put off. I am a good example of the fact that anybody can be appointed Junior Treasury Counsel, no matter what set they're in, no matter what their background is. And it is the best job at the criminal bar and at the bar. It's a privilege to be appointed Treasury Counsel, and everyone who does it ends up saying that it is their most significant and most enjoyable time of their career.